So Bernard Hiller is a world-renowned acting coach who travels the world, giving every opportunity to the young and talented throughout Europe, really, and the rest of the world. I mean, America, you're the leading force there, aren't you, in acting?
Well, one of them.
You are.
No, I'm definitely trying to give people opportunities by creating a special kind of class that doesn't exist anywhere in America, which is this LA Masterclass.
Yes.
Where I take the best actors I meet around the world, and I give them opportunities to meet casting directors and agents and producers. It's like a dream situation, and I believe that great actors should have opportunities, and I wanted to create one of them.
That's very, very clever. So how did your career start? I know that you came from abroad, and describe that.
I was born in Argentina, then I lived in Germany, came to the United States, and I went to the High School Performing Arts. That was the first time I actually went to something organized. I always wanted to be an actor since I could remember. And then I started doing musicals and shows and Broadway shows, and I just was loving show business. I loved it. And then about 25 years ago, maybe 25, 30 years ago, somebody asked me to teach, and I thought, why am I teaching? I'm a great actor, singer, dancer. They said, no, we think, you know, I said, I have different ideas about life. I have different ideas about how it means to be an artist. He says, we want to hear it. And then I taught for 6 weeks, and I thought that was it. But then they said, so what's next? I go, I wasn't really thinking about next. But then it just started, and now, 25 years later, I'm still here.
But you're also a life coach, because you're a bit of you've got a Tony Robbins feel about you. I hate to use somebody else, but everybody understands Tony Robbins, and I feel you've got that sort of feeling.
Well, I would say that the biggest problem with people is that they're dreamers, which will just stay dreams. They don't turn into reality. Because the most important thing to achieving anything great is how you train your mind. And that's life coaching. As someone once told me, only when you see it will you believe it. So it's about people who actually see a vision, and then it'll come true.
When you're here in England, who are you teaching here? What are the students?
I think what I'm teaching is I have organizers here who look for actors who would like to come to LA or would like to go to the next step.
Yes.
So some of these actors I have in the other room are people who are starting or people who are on the West End. So everybody, you know, most actors and most people just want to go to the next step. I want to go to the next step too. You know, if you're not going to the next step, you're in the comfort zone.
Exactly.
And the comfort zone is known as the death zone. So it's a nice word for the death zone because it's not comfortable being in the comfort zone.
So what would you suggest if you were a young actress and you want to go to Hollywood? Should you go straight there, or should you go to an acting school beforehand?
Well, no, I think that you will need to know where you need. First, you need training.
Yes.
Also, you need a certain type of positive energy. You need an enthusiasm. You need to know why you want to be an actor. We have too many people who want to come to Hollywood, but they don't know why. And of course, you need to train. You need to have a positive attitude, because in Hollywood, the #1 currency is energy. And if your energy is not right, nobody wants you. Because I remember somebody told me, it's not who you know in Hollywood, it's who'd want to know you.
And I love that about you, because you're a bit of a guru. You really are. I mean, I look at your writings every day.
How do you spell guru?
G-U-R-U.
G-U.
Yes.
R-U.
Yes.
So we should all be gurus.
Yes.
All of us should be gurus. G-U-R-U.
You have a sort of philosophy going anyway, which is very catching, because I met you actually in Ischia at the film festival there. And I noticed that all the pupils were almost madly in love with you, you know? They were carrying you around.
Wow.
I'm here to make everyone rise and shine!
I'm looking for actors who are leaders, not followers. I'm not really looking for followers. I'm looking at people who can lead, because to be a successful person, you have to be a leader. For you to change something in your life, you have to be a leader. You can't be like a follower. Followers don't just follow. And I'm looking for leaders. Yes. And I'm teaching them to lead their life, because to lead is to go somewhere you haven't gone before.
Yes.
It's just really, really great to work with him. He's really one of the best life coaches, maybe the best life coaches and acting coaches in the world. And it's really an honor, and it's a life-changing experience. I know at least 120 actors will tell you the same what I do. And you can ask every one of them.
Yeah, because they all wanted to come, you know, they all wanted to come and say.
They will all tell you the same. It's a life-changing experience. It's really tough, it's brutal, it's very emotional.
Yes.
And you're pushing your boundaries, and he demands a lot.
And when you say this, in what context do you mean that he pushes your boundaries? Does he make you cry? What does he do? Tell you you're terrible? What does he do?
Well, he has a few exercises that are really tough. It's really tough to explain. We do it in groups.
Yes.
And it goes back to your deepest fears, your blocks, the things that you're scared about. And yes, there's crying. There's a lot of crying. There is crying like you've never cried before in your whole life.
The idea is that fear is a motivator, and actually a good motivator, because it makes you overcome something. Because once you overcome them, that's when you discover your power. You actually are. You should be afraid. If you're not afraid, you're not doing something big.
He teaches you to listen to your heart and to think about what you really, really want. And he sorts all this mess out that you might have in your head, all your doubts, all your insecurities, and then you can go into the acting. Okay. So he's very much a mentor.
Okay, so he's a mentor.
Yeah.
Almost. Does he get you jobs or not really?
Well, he does give me all the greatest opportunities that I could have hoped for at this point in my career.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I've only ever started in May, and right now he gave me my first extra job with A.R. Rahman, who did Slumdog Millionaire. He got an Oscar for the soundtrack of it, and he did the first virtual reality. He's trying to do the first virtual reality movie, and I was very lucky to be on that set and be an extra without even being in the union or something.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
What would you say? Would you say that somebody had to be very good looking to enter the world of acting in Los Angeles? Because you know it has that cosmetic feel to it, doesn't it?
It does have a feeling, but if you look at people, and this is not anything against anybody, but there's a lot of people, I mean, the great actors are not particularly like models, you know? You have Dustin Hoffman, you have Robert De Niro, you have Al Pacino. These are not like, you know, drop-dead model types. But we're looking for actors. And we're looking for, if you're willing to be authentic, if you're willing to be different and unique, Hollywood wants you. It doesn't really look for a certain type. Yes, beautiful people are used and we need them. Yes, it'd be nice, but actually beautiful people have a problem because I teach them. If you're really, really beautiful, you got to be better than everyone else because we think right away you're not going to be that good.
Oh, right, so they hold it against you.
Yeah, they hold it against you. If you're like gorgeous model, they go, you can't act. But remember, you have to realize that real actors are not stoppable.
No.
So it's something you choose. It chooses you. It's like your sexuality. It's not something you choose. It is what you're born with. And if you don't fulfill that, you're going to be really unhappy. Yes. And so you have to come out of the closet and tell people, you know what, this is who I am. If you want to be a great actor, start teaching. Because I had to learn more about acting than I ever knew. Because I knew a lot about acting when I was an actor. But as a teacher, you need to learn every technique from all over the world. Because if someone says, you know, have you heard about the Lecoq thing from the French?
Yes.
And you're like, what? I mean, no, you really have to learn it. You have to be so versatile. Because these are the different techniques that they have, or different teachers.
How do you choose your pupils? Do they write into you, or what?
Well, what happens is that they contact me, my assistant, and then we set up a time, and then I meet with them.
Yes.
And I want to meet someone if I think I'm going to make a big difference. Because otherwise, why meet? So I want to make sure that you're someone who wants to go all the way, someone who really wants to succeed. I don't want to work with someone just to give you information that you're not going to do, because that seems like a waste of time and your money. And artists and actors don't have money.
It took so long to get at the table. I didn't know you needed a reservation.
It's okay.
You don't act. And this comes from a lot of training, so it's not your fault, but you're acting. You understand?
Yeah.
Acting is a journey to yourself, not a journey away from you, but a journey to who you are and what you're about. Because the first part you play is you. You're a part. You're playing a role. A role-playing part, Shakespeare said. Yeah. So, are you playing a part that's successful? Are you playing a part that's amazing? Or how I like to say, would you win an Oscar for the way you live your life? That's what I want you. I want everyone in the world to win an Oscar because they're living their life so incredibly. And they have, of course, obstacles and pain and disappointment, but yet they make something of it because they win. And that is something impressive about winning. And winning is something that you feel that you've overcome all the things that held you down. And that's what winning means to me.
What do you feel about awards?
I think awards are wonderful.
Yes.
No, I think the awards is an opportunity for Hollywood people to get together and say hello. It's not that they're thinking so much about the awards, but I think it's great that there's a reason to get together. I love to get together. I think getting together is the greatest thing. And whatever it is, it's not, the people that I know who have Oscars, they don't really think about them because they were working with the Oscar, without the Oscar. But it doesn't mean that this is the best actor. It doesn't mean that she's the best actress. It doesn't mean that because the only way you could judge is that if 5 actors played the same film, then you would see which one was the best one.
Yes.
They have to play the same part.
Do you think that success is important?
Success for me is someone who's happy. It's not famous. Success is something you give yourself, and fame is something other people give you. And I'm just trying to be happy. And that's what success is.
Tell me about what you're wanting to achieve for yourself, because you're giving out to everybody else and we see wonderful, talented people here. But what do you want?
Well, I want to make a big difference in the world. That's what I
Yes.
want. And so I'm thinking, how can I make the biggest impact? Right now, I've written a film, which I'm wanting to hopefully start shooting next year.
Yes.
I want to change the world, whatever I can do. And the best way to change the world is to help other people through making a film and giving a message of hope.
Yes.
I like teaching because I love transforming people, and I really teach what I need to remember myself.